This is Ashley Humphrey, poet and author of soon-to-be-released books Under Construction on the Jerry Royce Live Show.
Hello, and thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce, and welcome to Positive Power 21 Network, where you get your positive on. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to Jerry Royce Live on Positive Power 21.org. I am the voice of Jerry Royce, and when it's all positive, it's all power. That's Positive Power 21. And today's sponsors are REI, Heritage Tours in Cambridge, Maryland. You can book your tours by calling 1-800-522-TOUR to book your scenic driving tour with more than 30 sites related to freedom seekers in the 1800s. Again, call 1-800-522-TOUR, and you won't regret it. And we want to say thank you to everybody that participated in the Underground Railroad Conference. We want to thank the people that participated in Success Revolution Conference 2014 with Agnes Akatun. We had a great time. We were live there on June 14th in Columbia, Maryland. We was in a beautiful hotel and met some beautiful people, and we really appreciate the invite there. Also, we want to say thank you to all our past guests that we had during the week. We want to say hi to Kai Rodriguez, one of our fellow podcasters out there in the Virginia area. We want to thank Lisa Evans, Andrea Freeman, and, of course, we want to thank Tanya Barber for participating in Positive Power 21 with Jerry Royce Live. And we're in our show tonight with a few of the not podcasters, but some of our other sponsors that we have sometime during the end of the show. And you know who they are. Let's go out to positivepower21.org, and you'll see our gold sponsors sitting out there. Check them out. You know, they're waiting to hear from you guys. And also, please follow us on Spreaker.com. And follow us, and you'll be able to get a chance to get all of these beautiful shows uploaded right to your social media page or your email, and you know when we're going live or when we just uploaded the show, so you can enjoy it on replay. All right. And tonight we're very excited. We have a young Christian star among us tonight on Positive Power. She's a spoken word artist, a poet, painter, writer, and a follower of Jesus Christ and a community leader. Her biography reads, I am a spoken word artist, poet, painter from Memphis, Tennessee. My artistic inspiration derives deep from the heart of music, in Memphis, I guess. I currently reside in Waco, where I perform and show my art pieces and poetry at different venues with other poets and visual artists. I write to encourage and inspire individuals to stay positive and overcome difficult life situations. With the influence of God's Word, I strive to connect others through moving, relatable, and passion-filled poetry. All right. Super. All right. Welcome to the show, Ashley Humphrey. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you very much for joining us on Jerry Royce Live. We're so excited to have you on here. And when we was reading that you were spoken word artist, I said, yes, this is what we've been looking for. And we have had a few authors on that were able to perform some of their pieces. So we're really excited tonight to hear you, and especially you bringing the Christian form to us tonight. And we do have a few groups that we go in where we have strong Christian followers. All right. And, and I think I told you earlier that, we do broadcast to quite a few people who are, steady government workers, and, they love to hear our young people doing positive things. All right? So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. Now, understand you have a project under construction, and that's the name of the project, right? Under construction?
Yes, it's called Under Construction. This book is pretty much about being a Christian and going through life as a strong Christian, walking along with Christ. It focuses on all aspects of life. So, that's relationships or, personal relationships, relationship with God. It touches on just having confidence in yourself, a lot of stuff like that, a lot of things that people need help with walking along with Christ.
That's right. That's right. Now, we don't know a lot of your background, where you come from, because, people, you're young. I'm not sure how much you went through being so young, but I know a lot of times when you hit your 30s, your 40s, you've seen a lot of life. A lot of people are really beat up pretty bad, emotionally, spiritually, and sometimes that's when they finally find a word after ducking it out for so many years. Now, you're pretty young. Tell us, a little bit about your background and what led you to Christ.
Okay, sure. Well, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I don't know if you heard, but it's not so great now. There's a lot of crime there. And when I was living there, I saw a lot of bad things. The high school I went to, it wasn't just top-of-the-line school. So it was just really hard being in that type of environment, trying to stay positive and trying to stay a Christian. And, sometimes when you see what's around you, you start becoming a product of your environment, which was not good for me. So I ended up turning my life over to Christ one day. This girl actually told me she had a vision of me, and this is going to sound a little bit funny, but she said she had a vision of me with one wing, and I was walking on earth on the other side. So at first, I was a little confused. Then I got a word from God, and I knew exactly what it meant. It was saying that I was being double-minded, and I was living halfway like a Christian and living halfway, in the world. And, if you read the Bible, you're not supposed to do that. You have to be 100%, no gray area. So that's when I decided to turn my life over, and that's what got me there.
That's right. That's right. All right. So what's your upbringing like now since you left Tennessee? I mean, what are you surrounding yourself mostly? Are you out of high school, right?
Yes, I'm out of high school. Actually, college. Since I moved out to Texas, I'm going to Tarleton State now. Woohoo! Now I'm out here participating in a lot of Christian events. I'm hosting some of my own. I'm supposed to be having an event coming up soon, and we'll be focusing on celibacy, really, and, how to stay strong. And we're all supposed to be getting a purity ring at this event. So it should be something cool and something that a lot of young people can look forward to.
That's right. All right. That sounds exciting. Wow. It's funny, social media has really taken on its own now. I remember before, my day, MySpace was a big deal, but that's when everybody's computers got affected with viruses. So, people got scared and it went away. And the next thing you know, you got Craigslist coming around. And the thing about Craigslist, if you remember anything about it, it was mainly like a marketplace. But then people actually started marketing themselves on it, so that got out of control.
Yes, so it truly did.
Yeah, it's like the good and the bad. Now, do your groups, your Christian groups, or do you guys hit on any of those topics, like not only protecting yourself from hoodlums and thugs and those really bad guys trying to lure you in and their brothers and sisters giving them warning, but how about people putting so much crazy stuff out there they forget that stuff is permanent? It's a footprint of you, and one day you're going to be interviewing for a high-profile job, and they're going to look out there and see what's been going on. Just like if you think about our past presidents when they asked them about their usage in drugs. Just imagine, you've been out there parading around on YouTube, doing what you're doing. People can see that with their own eyes. They don't need to hit you up on a witness stand. So what are you guys doing about that?
We're definitely talking about that. We feel like it's a huge issue now. I mean, you can just go look on Facebook, and there's inappropriate things on there, or things that young people should not see or should not be exposed to. So we kind of touch on that a little bit, and we kind of show them not to be influenced by those type of people and to kind of shine their light positively. So we definitely stress for all of the kids to make sure that they brand themselves or show themselves as a positive person, someone who's making changes, and you know what I'm saying? Just things that aren't negatively seen.
That's right. That's right. Now,
Yes,
one
of
of the
course.
things they talk a lot about right now in government, when you're coming in, your careers, like the doors are open. Just do a good job and you get that promotion. But one of the things
Mhm.
they're doing, they're offering a lot of strong mentoring. They're talking a lot about mentoring, a lot about work-life balance, because they want you to come in comfortable, focused, and connecting with the right people. Do you
Mhm.
guys talk about mentoring, hooking up with the right friends? Be careful who you're being seen with. You
Oh
guys
yes,
talk about that?
yes. Networking is very important, and what I've always been taught, who you associate with is usually how people will start seeing you. So you have to be
Mm-hmm.
really careful about who you're around, and if you're around them, how will people view you? Would it be
That's
something
right.
positive or would it be something negative? So we definitely stress that that's important, and it's just something that these kids need to really be aware of. A lot of them are not aware of it, but I mean it's
Okay.
very important, so we stressed it.
All right. Now, I know you're a painter. Are you expressing yourself through your visual arts as well as your spoken word abilities?
Yes, I'm just a very creative person, I guess. I love to express myself, and if I can do that in more than one way, then I definitely will. And painting, oh my goodness, it's an awesome thing to me, and pretty much it's like with my art, I can capture things that my words cannot. So
Mm-hmm.
typically, like if I'm performing a spoken word piece or I have my poetry sitting out, I like to have a painting along to go alongside of it so that people can kind of see something, but they'll also be able to feel something through my words. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah.
Good, good. And I was looking at a couple of your pieces. You have a beautiful piece you had done with a guitar that was acrylic paint. Is that
Yeah,
what you
acrylic
used?
paint.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I mean, who's this guy? Is just a cool soul guy on the keyboard? Is that who that is?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you ever been to Memphis, a lot of the art pieces kind of look the same. You got that
Mhm.
bluesy type look, very musical and soulful. So I tried to kind of incorporate that on the guitar, and I thought it was pretty cool to have musical instruments on a musical instrument. So that's kind of what I was
Yeah.
going for there.
Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. Now, is
Thank
that
you.
your piece? Is that your instrument?
Yes, it's mine.
So you can play that?
I can play a little bit, a couple of tunes, but I'm not so good on it yet.
All right. Now I'm looking at your piece called Puzzle Thoughts. You just produced that piece, right?
Yes, I sure did. I just put that
Beautiful.
out.
Beautiful. Now that's 17 by 24. So what's that? Pretty much what, like 2 feet,
Yeah,
something like
pretty
that.
close. It's a nice size. It'll look good on the wall.
Yeah,
It takes up
believe
a
it,
lot of
believe it.
space.
Yeah, I love it. Now going down to the bottom on the left, Lost Identity. Tell me a little bit about that piece. I know our audience can't see it, but if they out at the website, Lost Identity looks like it's a lot going on. It looks pretty. It doesn't look dark, but looks nice, bright colors. But look like something's
Mhm.
going on with some souls. What's
Yes,
up with
it's
that?
definitely a lot going on there. What I tried to capture in that art piece was one person with a bunch of different identities. Like this person doesn't necessarily know who he or she is, so
Mm,
he's pretending or she's pretending to be a bunch of different faces based on who she's around or who he's around. So I tried to kind of capture that so people can see that you don't have to put on different faces or you don't have to pretend to be a bunch of different people. I mean, when you do that, it becomes a job. You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
just focus on yourself. Focus on being you. Be confident in yourself. So you don't
Good,
have
good.
to make a job out of trying to be several different people.
That's right. Now on the right of that piece, you have Colors of Sin. And that's a figure, looks like the African American Jesus Christ. He has thorns on his head. His hair is
Mhm.
long, growing out. So, what was going on with you when you did that piece? What were you thinking?
I named that piece "Color of Sin" because when you think about the varieties of different sins, one can actually commit.
Mhm.
It's just, it's a big difference. Like, it's just a whole bunch of things that can be called a sin. So in his face, in Jesus' face in my painting, I wanted to paint it different colors. So if you can kind of see, it's like a couple of different colors in there, like some
Yeah.
orange and some greens. I
Mhm.
wanted to show that it's a nice variety of sins out there that, Jesus ended up paying the price for. So it's just shown on his face on that portrait.
Yes, that's beautiful. Now, are you selling these pieces as prints, or are you
Yes,
trying to push it?
I'm actually selling prints. It ranges in price, but they're pretty cheap right now. I got some on sale, so if you check out my website, then you definitely could grab a piece. My website is www.ashleyhumphrey.com, so check it out.
That's right. That's right. ASHLEYHumphrey.com, or you can Google Ashley Humphrey. Well, I guess the artist, the painter, and then it'll come right up. Okay, and that's a beautiful piece too. I can see myself owning that piece. Now, also, okay, and this is the one I really like. Faded Shades of Black. So on the bottom, what is going on with this piece? What is happening?
On this piece, I'm focusing on the African culture. Just pretty much where I've come from, or where a lot of African Americans have come from. It's just showing that our history is fading away.
Right.
And it's fading away because we tend to look at other things that aren't important, like we're trying to get money, we're trying to get clothes, we're trying to get a lot of girls or a lot of guys. We're focusing on the wrong things when we should be focusing on history and trying not to repeat the cycle of history. So that's why his face is kind of fading away on that piece.
It is. Yeah, and he has the chains around his neck with the links cuff around his neck. Yeah, that's deep. And agony, features of agony. I look at the African guy. His hair's longer, a little longer. Doesn't look like he's well kept. What's going on with this piece?
This piece definitely relates to the other piece, the different shades of black. This one is just showing the pain that we went through. If you can see at the bottom of that one, it has red slashes on there. That pretty much represents the emotional and physical pain that slaves went through on that piece.
Wow, amazing. Very good work. Very good work.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Now, all these pieces were released in 2014?
Yep, all in 2014.
Wow. So you've been busy bee.
Oh, yeah, I've been busy. When your mind is going, you just paint or you write. Yeah, that's my outlet, so I've been busy on that.
That's right. All right. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a treat tonight. It's like the top of the hour for us here, and we want to give Ashley a chance to perform her poetry pieces. So you ready, Ashley? And then after that, we'll talk about the work some work that you had submitted to Fearless Poets Against Bullying, which is on Amazon.com, and we'll talk about that after you read your pieces. You ready?
I sure am.
All right. It's all you.
All right. Okay, this piece is called Beautiful Flaws. Looking in the mirror was the worst view. I knew I was looking at me, only it wasn't me. Physically looking into the mirror, I was staring into the eyes of a total stranger, barely recognizable. My self-esteem was not sizable, so to hide my face from shame, I made a mask that I thought would be likable. I became a master of disguise. I wore a lie to deceive everyone's perception of me. I put lipstick on to make my smile sell. I wore concealer to conceal my flaws, and I wore foundation to correct the cracks in my skin. Within, I was broken, so I disguised. I despised my looks, so I drafted until I crafted the perfect appearance. Apparent flaws failed to be obscure, but I still felt transparent. Every brush stroke I painted against my face distanced me from myself until I became two. One who was lost and one too far gone to be recovered. Who had I become? I looked through the eyes of her. So I lost myself in the midst of creating her. It was no longer me. It was no longer we. She took over and Ashley became history. My focal point shifted to the point of my eyeliner pen. I tried to rewrite the face that God had written for me, and I forgot that it was He who had created me. God created me perfectly, so my imperfections make me perfectly me. Beauty rested upon my face because God created me with no mistakes. Individually, we are differentiated by God's creativity. So God put away my mask, and He told me I was beautiful, and it was in that moment that no other opinion mattered. God is truth, so I believe what He perceived in all. I accepted and embraced all of my beautiful flaws.
Woo, that was awesome. I love that
you.
piece. I love that. I'm going to invite you back when we do our poetry cafe. Wow.
Oh, yes, please do. Please do. That would be awesome.
Yes, yes. You up late on Fridays, like 11 o'clock? Well, we can
okay,
take
yeah, I'll set my alarm to wake up.
That's right. I love that. All right, we ready for another one?
All right. This is one that I recently performed, and I felt really strong about this one. It's called A Sinner's Tale. So this is kind of a little bit about what I've been through.
Okay.
All right. I was lost. I was far deep in the core of this cold world. Light wasn't thick enough to shine through the darkness that shaded me. I felt that God hated me for the sins that I committed, and I felt that I could never be forgiven from the sin that I was doing, and I felt that I would never be admitted into heaven. My sins were extreme, so I knew they made Jesus bleed more where the nails broke his pure and innocent skin for my conscious sins. I did this, so how could I ever be forgiven for forsaking my King when my wrongs were the exact thing that held Jesus on that cross? I crossed him with my lies. I nailed him with my pride, and I did these things over and over until he died. Jesus, I did this too. While all he did was do right and die for my wrongs, and I still left his side. I muted his cries while I did whatever, whenever to fulfill my desires. How? How could you still love me, God, while I ripped your intangible love from my heart for a man to give me tangible love? Someone who could physically show me what love was, but if I knew what love was, then God's love is what I would choose, because God chose to love me. Even when I chewed away at my own flesh, he still blessed me with the chosen love that my heart now chooses to choose. Love is intangible. Love you can't touch but can feel. Love you can perceive but not see. Love is feelings, not feelings, you feel me. Love is God, and God is love, and from his love he left his son to die to forgive me. To forgive me for taking his son for granted. To forgive me for leaving his side. God is good, y'all. Not only did he forgive me, he delivered me. He delivered me from the reliance of deception, from sexual immorality, and from the idea of taking the easy way out and commit suicide. I was dying inside to escape the ride I had within myself, so to sleep forever was my only dream. My nightmare lied in my reality. See, the deflection of God's love left a reflection of evil chasing me. I was tired of running. I was tired of running in the nightmare I created and was baited in by depression. So then I developed an obsession with different selection of weapons I could use to painfully absolve my pains. The aches of anxiety riddled my mind, puzzling my spiritual being, and I was being held captive and active to be captain of my thoughts. My actions granted satisfaction, and all of my puzzle pieces lied in the hands of the enemy, leading to God's dissatisfaction with me. Evil was a breath away from my inhalation, and annihilation of my temple would have left my soul empty, but God distanced me from this entity. God was protecting me, and I finally turned away from evil and glanced at God's light seeping through the thick darkness I was led to believe could not be penetrated. I escalated from the depths of darkness, and I could finally see God's love. It filled me. It consumed me. I was missing that piece that I ripped away, but God restored me. He told me his love was always stored in me, but I almost sold it at the expense of my soul. But Jesus paid the price with the penetration of thorns in his skull. The lashes that left splashes of blood on our hands, he washes it clean still from sin over and over again. A sinner born, a born sinner, yet we are all forgiven.
Woo, Ashley, you're something else.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. That you don't have an audio, CD, MP3 out there floating around on YouTube?
I do have a YouTube video on the first poem that I did, the Beautiful Flaws poem, but I'm actually working on the release of A Sinner's Tale coming out. So that should be coming out at the beginning of August.
I love that. I love that. Tell us a little bit. What was going on? I mean, you talked about a lot of sinning. What was going on? Were you a little younger than now?
Yes, I was a little bit younger on that one. When I was young, I did a lot. Went to parties all the time. I drank a lot. And, you know, in the Bible it speaks about, you can have maybe a glass of wine, but you are not allowed to get drunk. Don't want to get drunk. But I ended up getting drunk. And, you know, when you're drunk, you're not in your right mind. You end up doing things that later you might regret. So that kind of was my story. And then I kind of hit on how I was lost. I really was at that time. I didn't know who I was, and how I spoke about earlier about people not being confident in themselves and them having different faces, you know, trying to be different people to fit into the environment. That was me. So I tried really hard fitting in, and one day I got caught up in it, and I was sick of doing it. And I said, you know what, I can't keep doing this. So I thought about ending my life. One time I came close to it, but, you know, by the grace of God and everything, he saved me and let me come up from it. So that's what really inspired this poem. I just kind of wanted to let people know a little bit about my story, where I came from, and why I am who I am today, because God saved me.
Amen. Amen. Jesus is powerful. Wow,
yes,
appreciate that. All right, and we got a few minutes left. You want to share another one with us? So beautiful.
I sure can.
Give us got time for one more.
One more? Okay, let me go ahead and pull one out for you. Okay.
Now that piece that you just did. Now, where were you living in Memphis, or?
That's when I first came to Texas.
Oh, okay. So you got with the wrong
That's
crowd.
when I wrote that one.
And you were in high school at that time?
When I first came to Texas, I was just graduating from high school, and like I had a bit of a time where I was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I was going to MTSU, and during that time, that's when I kind of did a lot of partying. You know, I was out of my parents' home, so I'm like, let me just go ahead and do what I never did. So, that's where that all came from.
Oh, gosh, wow. College students. All right. You ready now?
I have a small one, but, I mean, it's really small. It's called Perceptual Senses.
All right, go ahead. And then we have time a little bit. I asked you about fearless poets against bullying, and then we have a couple more minutes, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, go ahead.
Because you have eyes to see does not mean that you see me. Because you have hands to touch does not mean that you can feel me. Because you have ears to hear does not mean that you listen to me. Because you said who I was doesn't mean that you truly know me. To know me is not by senses, but by time and interest. And that's the end of that, just real short.
Right. So what was going on at the time when you wrote that? I mean, obviously
when I wrote that, that's when I started to change. That's when I started getting into church and really following Jesus. And when I did that, a lot of people that I associated with in the past started coming out saying that, you're not who you say you are. You're not a Christian. You was just doing this. They tried to put that on me and tried to bring up my past. So that's when I kind of wrote that one. I was kind of tired of hearing it, so just wanted to let people know that they don't know who I am today.
That's right. Wow. Wow, so young, Ashley. So you in school now? What, you still working on your undergrad?
Yes, I'm going to school for marketing. I chose that because I really wanted to work on pushing my work out there, pushing my writing out, my poetry, so people can kind of relate, have something to relate to, and kind of see my story and see a way out of what they could possibly be going through.
That's right. All right, so let's turn around a little bit and talk about Fearless Poets for a few minutes here. Well, we still got a couple of minutes. Now, Fearless Poets Against Bullying. So how did you get involved with that project?
Well, I was on Facebook one day. I actually got invited to this Facebook event, and this lady named Ashley Love was working on a compilation book of a bunch of different stories on bullying and poems against bullying. So I said, wow, that's very powerful, and bullying is huge. People just tend to downplay the seriousness of it. So I decided to try to get involved, and I submitted my work. And I got a congratulations letter saying that my poem had been selected, and we just went from there. So now the book is out. You can definitely get it on Amazon, and we should have another book coming out soon, but this one will be with younger kids telling their stories about bullying.
Yeah, that is awesome. Now, you do have a couple people had done some reviews out there. They said, as a contributing poet, it was, this is probably somebody that wrote, Holly Parker. I guess she's one of the people that submitted something. They say, as a contributing poet, it was an amazing journey to see so many other poets, other authors' work. I encourage anyone that knows someone or has been bullied himself at some point in their life to pick up this book and receive the healing that is awaiting you. It has taken the love and push of Ashley Love to bring an awesome project together. Each poem and story holds its own grip while you get to meet the person writing it. Wow, that is powerful. So how did you feel, when you saw your piece? How many pieces did you submit?
I submitted one piece.
So how did you feel when you saw it in that book?
Oh my goodness. I was humbled by it, most definitely, and I was grateful for the opportunity and the fact that a lot of people would be seeing my piece, and it could potentially help them. It just made me feel an amazing feeling. So that's kind of what I got from it. And from how I wrote, I didn't write about me necessarily being bullied, but I wrote about being a bully. And, a lot of people first, they were like, what? Why would you write about being a bully? I wanted to write about how insecure I was to bully somebody, to make them feel lower than what I felt. So I thought that was really important for, people that are bullies that might see this book.
That's right. That's right. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show. We definitely got to have you back. Our people are working on getting that set. I actually have somebody that I would love to match you up with, have you both go, back and forth reading. I think that would be very enjoyable to our readers hearing two different styles on the spiritual tip. And I think I have a third person, if I can get the time, if I can get everybody on. So we'll try to work that out. I think that'll be a lot of fun to get three Christian poets together, reading, just turn it up, for 2 hours, That'll be powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to try to get that to happen, okay? So
that sounds great.
And if you don't hear from me in 2 weeks, hit me up and remind me.
I sure will. I won't let you forget.
That's right. Hey, man, that'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a Friday night for us. All right, Ashley, is there anything you'd like to say to my audience? We're going to be replaying this, so people they're going to hear you. So what's on your mind?
I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to tune in. I'm very humbled by this, and I hope y'all go check out my work, check out my website, and go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can hear some more of my poetry.
That's right. All right. Ashley Humphrey, beautiful young lady. We enjoyed browsing your website. Enjoyed having you on the show, absolutely. It was very, very, like you said, a humbling experience. When God connects us, it's a powerful thing. It's very
it really
powerful.
Is.
That's right. So we're gonna move this project. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit Ashley's website up. Fearless Poets Against Bullying is out there on Amazon. You can download it. But of course, we're gonna support it the best we can, and spread the word. This is Jerry Royce live on Positive Power 21.org. Thank you very much, Ashley. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the Positive Power 21 Network. Team 21. Take care, Ashley. We'll be in touch. And please spread the word.
All right. Thank you.
This is Jerry Royce at Positive Power 21, where
hold
on for a second if you can.
Okay.